You have people who just think this is neat. This is not neat. It is scary. It is scary when it happens to you.
And it's already happened twice in less than a week. Tonight, it's just not fears of flooding. People are scared of sinking.
Plus, another scene at the scene of a shooting. A relative of a former officer who was shot and killed breaking into the police station breaks through the police tape.
News 12 at 11 in high definition starts now.
Good evening, I'm Richard Rogers.
And I'm Meredith Anderson. The rain has moved out for the most part, but it sure did leave its mark across our area yet again.
Rain poured for hours across both sides of the river today, from early this morning until mid this afternoon. Some areas got too much of a good thing. There were dozens of reports of flooding, power outages, and even damage to roads.
We are keeping an eye on those places that are affected, including out on Cherokee Drive, where we find News 12's Hope Jensen. But first, let's head on over to Chief Meteorologist Shane Butler, who says we're in the clear now. Shane, we have got to dry out.
We need it for a couple of days here, and I think that's what we've got as we get through the day tomorrow. Once we get past tomorrow, we'll carry a slight chance of showers with a little weak disturbance that's going to come down from the north and west, working its way toward our area late tonight. But it's not going to be anything like we've seen over the past weeks. As a matter of fact, tonight you're seeing the last little bit of the heaviest rain off toward the coast. It'll continue to move off toward the east and away from our area. A little closer in indicates, yeah, we've got a clean sweep on the radar for us. Those storms anywhere from Charleston heading on out toward the north and east toward Myrtle Beach, really getting some heavier rain, but that is all to the east of us. Look at the rain bucket from today. Rainfall amounts at over an inch at Augusta Regional, 1.42 at Daniel Field, and we got another big soaking in North Augusta at 1.67. In most areas across the region that were in the path of this thing, picking up around an inch of rainfall in a lot of locations out there today, especially in through the middle part of the CSRA, picking up the heaviest rain. Well, tomorrow it's going to be a little drier as we start out the day. Temperature around 70 at 7 a.m. with partly cloudy skies. By midday tomorrow, we're looking at mid-80s with the slight chances, though, passing showers as we head through late morning, early afternoon, and then any of that activity will start to depart the area, and we're looking at temperatures around 90. And that's just the beginning. We're talking mid-90s as we head through the mid part of the week. It's going to get hot out there and less rain activity. We'll talk about that in the 7-day forecast a little bit later on.
Thank you, Shane. All this rain not only creating flooding issues, but also causing problems on the road. In Aiken County, 2 sinkholes opening up on one road in the past week.
Cherokee Drive and the surrounding areas have been seeing the edges of their road just washing away. That's where we find News 12's Hope Jensen. And Hope, the roads are still closed out there.
Well, that's right. This is the first sinkhole that opened up just 1 week ago today. You can see the road here is still closed, and right now they're working to get this fixed. They have pieces of the road all built up here. This is the part that they're tearing off, moving into this pile. They're then going to replace the concrete here. But earlier today, another sinkhole opened up just down the road, and neighbors are starting to worry. Amanda Posey and her family live on Cherokee Drive.
I never realized a road could collapse the way it did.
In the past week, 2 sinkholes have formed on her street. This one last Monday and this one today.
It's getting closer and closer to home. That's what's scary.
But those aren't the only ones. Just a few roads down in her neighborhood, this hole has closed part of Willow Lane and this one on Linwood Drive.
If this dirt is so soft, and we're witnessing just a couple feet away that this road is giving in and it's caving in, and what looked like a road one time is now a big hole. It can happen. It can happen anywhere.
Now she's worried about the cracks at the bottom of her own driveway.
Just this crack in my driveway. Every morning when I walk out, I come out here just to make sure it's not getting further and further apart.
And she says there are other parts of the road that cause concern as well.
We've witnessed tires getting busted, you know, at little potholes, which is where this seems to happen. It starts off being a pothole, and then before you know it, we have a sinkhole.
Sinkholes that have already closed down many of their ways in and out of the neighborhood.
We need a way for emergency response to get here in the event that something happens, and right now we're limited to roads.
One thing she says she really worries about is all the traffic on this road. More pressure on the road means more likely to push down on all the sand that seems to be very soft underneath the road. Now, DOT was able to get that second sinkhole fixed up today, and that part of the road is open. But she says, you know, these roads here still closed, still a lot to worry about. There's 3 of them here that are still closed, and they're not really going to be able to get any better until this rain stops.
Big concern out there tonight. Thanks for that, Hope.
We ask you to send in pics from the heavy rain across the area, and well, We have been flooded with pictures of flooding. An overwhelming response tonight on Facebook, Twitter, and email. Let's take a look at some of the photos. This one sent in by BJ Williamson from Aiken. As you can see, high water on Whiskey Road. And check out the flooding on East Richland Avenue. This is sent in by Cleve Kuhn. It was almost too deep to drive through. The same scenario on Highway 78, deep water there as well. And in Aiken, News 12 viewer Melissa Edwards found herself facing high water on Prince Avenue. Again, a lot of the areas across our area seeing conditions like these after an abundance of rain in the area.
Now, to check out more flooding and rain damage photos or to share your photos with us, be sure to head over to our Facebook page. Just search WRDW TV News 12.